Hi, it's Christine Edgar at the Farmington Libraries. For today's maker activity, we will be making fairy house planters. So you can grab your kit. If you don't have a kit, you can grab these materials, a terracotta pot, a real terracotta, not plastic. You can make or purchase a fairy door. If you're going to make one, you're going to need craft sticks, acrylic paint, a small bead or rock, and hot glue. You'll need hot glue gun and hot glue sticks for this whole project. You'll also need moss and tiny little river rocks. So grab your materials and let's get started. Okay, we're going to get our supplies ready. We're going to get our terracotta pot. We're going to get our moss, our fairy door, hot glue gun, and glue sticks, and our pebbles or river rocks. We want small ones. So the first thing we're going to do is glue this fairy door on here. I have my demo that I did that we can all use as a guide. And we have our fairy house door, our rocks, and then to kind of cover up the little gaps in between, we put some moss down, and it looks really cute. You don't have to do it all the way. That would make it very heavy and take up a lot of materials. But if you do it this much, it looks like you can't even see that the back is not done. I'm using a smaller one to guide you along. Yours should be bigger. So just keep that in mind. These fairy doors are doors I actually made. So when I was looking for materials, the fairy doors that I found online were beautiful, stone, ceramic, but they were all very expensive. That priced us out for our activity. So I found a site that gave me this idea. So I just used some craft sticks. You can get a bunch at Dollar Tree, I think 50 for $1. So I literally hot glued them together. I painted them. Some are painted brown, some are painted gray. And then I put this little slash over the door. And then I glued you can glue a bead or you can glue I glued a small pebble here. And then for a little bonus, I used a Dremel to round off the top. Because this is craft stick and it's acrylic, I would not recommend this for outside use. If you purchase your own stone or ceramic door, then I think you would be fine to use it outdoor. The moss might also disintegrate a little outdoor, so that's up to you. So I'm going to use one that I saved for myself because it had a crack, so I just mended that. And it won't matter because I'm going to put my little fairy door over it. Now you'll see, even on the larger size, it's kind of going to go up against that lip. So we're going to add a little bit more glue just to make it flush. So get your hot glue gun. I love a hot glue gun. I feel like there's nothing I can't do or fix if I have my hot glue gun. So I'm just going to put a lot at the top because, like I said, the top is where it's slightly uneven as it lines up. And I also find that if it's not quite fitting, you can always just sneak a little bit more underneath. So that's looking pretty good. But like I said here, like you can see this gap. So sometimes I will just add a little bit more, and sometimes I'll just push the glue here. But you won't even really notice it when you have all your stones on there. So there's my little door. And now we're going to go a little at a time, maybe 3 or 4 rocks at a time with the hot glue. If you try to do too much, it will obviously cool and then it won't stick. And hot glue is pretty great. Once it cools, it's very easy to just pull it off and then do it over again. So it's kind of like a little puzzle. You just see, okay, I have a little spot here, so I'll use a little rock. I found that if you try to put the hot glue on your rock and then put it on the planter, it's too messy and then you're gonna get burned because you're handling it very closely. See how we can just start adding. This is a great relaxing craft. I saw a couple of more little fairy activities of things you could make. So we might be doing that in the future. Okay, I'm gonna stop. And now I'm going to get my moss. And I had all kinds of moss that I used. Some look like this, some look like this. I'm just gonna start pulling it apart because you want it to be kind of wispy. You don't want it to be a big clump. And so what I did was I looked for spots like here and here where it's a little bit bare, and I put a little hot glue there, and that was where I stuck the moss. And it looks kind of weird when you first do it, but then when you kind of pull back a little, it looks right. It smells nice too. So I just kind of, you can put it anywhere. I just found why not use it to kind of hide a bald spot. You'll probably end up with moss hot glued to your fingers, but that's okay. So if you find you're putting a piece down and then the rest of it's kind of hanging off, maybe find another spot to anchor it. Or just stitch your fingers. That's okay. So this is just like the finishing touches. Just do a little on this side. So I'm already seeing some good spots for it. Let's see. Oh, you see it's already sticking to my hot glue gun. Oh, that's okay. I'll just pop that right back on. Which one was it? I think it was this one. It's starting to stick all over me. And then just kind of put that there too. And then just like this part doesn't have any, so I'll just add a little tiny bit here. A little goes a long way with the moss. And then even like back here, this is good. Just add a little moss here. Stick that back there. It all looks very deliberate. So yeah, like anything like hanging off here, you can either just pull it off if it's extra, or you can just kind of tack it down. Give it a little shake, see if there's anything that needs to be attached. So like this is still here, so I would pull this down to here, attach it there. Okay, and we are all done. I think this is just so cute. So we have the big baby, and this one, you could just see how you put a little plant in here, and it would just look like a complete little hidden fairy house. And I hope you enjoyed this activity. Stay tuned on our website and our calendar for more events, and we will be posting more in August, and there's more coming for the fall. Thank you. Have a nice day.